What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the New York Giants rebuild here on Madden 25. And I don't want to waste too much time here. We're getting right into it. We are jumping into present day. As I'm recording this, week 18 has not started yet, as we have the Giants versus the Eagles here. But we're 3-13. The Giants are in desperate need of a rebuild. I'm not going to go too in depth here on the team, but we know that this team is bad. I mean, there is not very many good players on it. As you can see on the offense, our quarterback right now is Drew Lock, as they have cut Daniel Jones. We have DeVito behind him and Tim Boyle. Tyrone Tracy, he's a young guy who could develop, somebody that will look to see how he does next season. He is an older rookie. He's already 24 years old, but definitely has the ability to try and progress. He has to have a pretty good season. We have Singletary behind him. They did give him a pretty decent contract, I do believe. He's also only 26 years old, so he definitely has a chance to develop. He's going to be here for a couple seasons, but probably not a guy that we can count on to be the number one back. And the only other guy really on the offensive side is Malik Neighbors, as he has hidden development we see there. I mean, he is incredible. He's going to be an amazing player. Can't wait to see what he can do. But other than that, yeah, we don't really have anyone. I mean, Evan Neal, he's in a contract season. I think next year, maybe not this year. And he just has not been very good in his time. We'll see if we can turn it around for him. We'll go to the defensive side of the ball here. We have Bobby Okereke, who is pretty good. He's 28 years old. He's one of our better players on the team, and he'll be here. He's locked up for at least 2 more seasons after this one. And then other than him, I mean, and Brian Burns, who we'll get to in a second, and Kevon Thibodeau, maybe. We really don't have anyone. Secondary doesn't have anyone above an 80. The D-line is hurting. They really need somebody. But Brian Burns, he is superstar development with some abilities there. He's a good player, obviously, but if we don't turn things around, he's going to want out. I mean, he's locked up for now, but he's not going to want to stay if we don't try and turn things around quickly. Then we also have Kevon Thibodeau here. He's a young player, star development for him. His first couple seasons have not exactly gone as planned. I mean, he had a good year last year, then he kind of regressed this year. He gets injured a good amount, but we'll see how he develops. So that's the roster. And obviously, with our team, we are looking into the draft. If we go here into the full roster, oh yeah, we have Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas as well. They're hurt, so they weren't showing up on the screen, but they're there. I don't want to forget about them. But if we go to our draft picks here, it says we're projected the number 1 pick right now, but it's actually not correct unless it's messed up. But in real life, it's not like that. So if we go take a look at the standings, the Patriots, the Titans, the Browns, we're at 4 right now. But if we win, I mean, it gets a little hairy. We're not going to watch this next game. We're just going to sim through it. And we're going to see where we end up picking at. But before we do that, I do want to get into the draft class. Take a look at the prospects. So the number 1 ranked player here is Clifton Jackson. He's an edge rusher. Could look to get him. We don't really need edge rush help that much, but definitely somebody who could be interesting. After him, it's Chris Gothard, who is a quarterback, definitely a position of need for us, but he is a round 2 to 3 talent, and he doesn't have the best grades. He's got good throw on the run, good short, okay deep, but not the best medium accuracy, not the best awareness. He's not the best fit there. If we go take a look at the other quarterbacks, we have Dylan Spencer, who's a round one talent, and he is the only one that we have fully scouted that is round one talent. I'm going to add him to our favorites board. He's a 6'5 scrambler. He's got elite to great acceleration, elite to great throw power, elite to great change of direction. He looks like he could be really good. His speed, though, is only decent to marginal. He doesn't really have any good like juke move or anything like that. Well, he has good juke, I guess, but he's got okay spin move, really bad injury, bad carrying, B awareness. So definitely something to keep in mind when looking at him. If we go here, we have Bobby Meltzer after him, another scrambler archetype, and he's only around 2 to 3 talent as well. Good to great throw power, great to elite strength, which doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, this quarterback class not looking the best. So if we don't go quarterback, there is one more round one guy. It's Markel Grimes. We don't have him fully scouted. He is a strong arm quarterback, bad speed, but he's great to elite throw power. And skill wise, I mean, A short, A medium, B deep accuracy, B awareness, B play action. He looks like he could be pretty good as well. Probably more of a round two guy, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, if we go back to the board, we have Ron Northcutt. We could use another playmaker, but I'm not too worried about that. There is Dan Peak as well. We'll add him to the board. He's a top 5 right tackle, 6'6", great athlete, A awareness, A run block finesse. Looks more like a finesse blocker than a power blocker, B pass block. Definitely somebody that we can look into. There's Gavin Darby. He's a power rusher. We need a guy who can play on the line. He's 6'6", 273. He would be perfect in that role. A tackle, A power move, A awareness, C block shed. He looks really good himself. Then we have a couple linemen here, some more pass rushers, a receiver, a running back here in the first round, ranked pretty highly. That's good to see. But we're not going to get too deep into the class until we get to the draft, as I want to just go ahead, sim this week, and see where we end up picking at. And what do you know? The New York Giants come out on top against the Philadelphia Eagles, 35-32, hurting our draft position. Drew Lock goes for 4 touchdowns, 75% completion percentage. Do we stick with Drew Lock for our quarterback for next season? Barkley ran all over us. But let's just take a look at our team here. See who did well. Wan'Dale Robinson gets a rushing touchdown. Malik Neighbors goes crazy in the final week. Couple touchdowns there. O-line plays well defensively. Let's see here. We get half sacks there. Deontay Banks gets an interception. Like seeing that. Gano did miss a field goal. And we punted the ball pretty well. But wow, with that win, where does that put us in the draft? We have the mock draft. We'll definitely take a look at this. And this will tell us where we're going to be picking at. We will be picking at 4. And it does have us projected to take Dylan Spencer at 4. Definitely a possibility. But I don't know if I'm sold on Dylan Spencer. I mean, he could be good. He has got a throw under pressure. He does look good, but he's not like an elite talent. Meltzer, he actually looks like his projection moved up to round 1 to 2. So he's about a borderline player there. We're going to get some, focus scouting. We're definitely going to use that. I want to get more on Markel Grimes and a couple other players, but we're going to end up picking 4th overall. Not good. We could have been picking number 1, but the Giants wanted to go out and win these last 2 weeks. If we go take a look at the stats, they're not going to be completely accurate. I think for the most part, some of them will be, but not too accurate. As Tracy's there, we have Malik Neighbors. He gets over 1,000 yards. Like seeing that. He did that in real life as well. Obviously, the sacks won't be there. Defensively, Micah McFadden was good for this team. Brian Burns ended up playing pretty well. Not very many interceptions. Obviously, they had Daniel Jones starting for a majority of the year. He doesn't have the stats. And then after, I had to force some wins for a couple weeks because the game actually doesn't have it updated. We had to fill our staff, it says. So we're definitely going to fire our offensive coordinator. We had one of the worst offenses in the league. Todd Walters will be gone. We'll keep Thomas Quinn for now. Our defense wasn't bad. Our pass defense actually was not the worst. And we're going to go ahead and see what we can do. With the Giants, we don't really have an identity. We want to probably be a passing team because we have Malik Neighbors, and really that's about it. So I want to get a team that's going to pass. Bill Duncan, vertical zone run. He looks like he could be pretty good. He's got the offensive line guru, which I like. We're going to hire Bill Duncan as our OC. We have some players to upgrade. Malik Neighbors being the first one. We're going to keep him. He wants that playmaker archetype. I think that's perfect for him. We want to get him the ball a lot. Here are his ratings at the end of the year. He looks really good, obviously. He's been insane in real life. Definitely like seeing that. Then we have Adoree Jackson here. Give him a zone coverage archetype. Try to make him a scheme fit. He's got good speed, good zone, decent man. We'll see how he does. And then Eric Gray, backup running back. Not really too much to look into here. I think he was actually on the practice squad, I want to say. They had the practice squad filled out. I just left it how it was. A couple players got signed off of it, whatever. But yeah, those are the upgrades for our team. We'll go ahead and run through the yearly awards real quick. Lamar Jackson is given the MVP. Coach of the Year is Dan Quinn. NFC, we'll just run through these. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jonathan Grenard, really interesting. The Vikings have been having a really good defense, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jaden Daniels. Bucky Irving in second. Malik Neighbors comes in third. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse. It's that. Best quarterback, Hurts. Running back, Barkley. Can't believe the Giants let him go. Amon-Ra for receiver. Penei Sewell for lineman. Leonard Williams for D-line. Grenard for linebacker. McKinney for DB. And Chase McLaughlin for kicker. I don't really care about the AFC this season. But yeah, the playoffs, this is what the bracket is looking like. If anyone cares, we'll go through it, see who wins the Super Bowl, and we'll get straight into the off season. I was taking a look here at the Pro Bowl roster. Malik Neighbors is a Pro Bowler, and he will probably end up being our only one, I would imagine. As we continue to go through here. And, Brian Burns did make it. So we have 2 Pro Bowlers. Not too bad. I don't think I missed anyone. All right, interesting. Alrighty, it is Super Bowl week. We have the Detroit Lions going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, both 1 seeds. Coming through. I mean, this should be fun. This is a matchup I would love to see in real life. I think it would be amazing. So let's go ahead and sim it and see who comes out on top. And the Kansas City Chiefs come out on top 38-28, beating the Lions, winning their 4th Super Bowl. Mahomes gets his third, I believe, and he wins the MVP. Wow. Well, I mean, high scoring game. It's pretty close as well for the most part. But now we have retirements, and if we go through this, I don't know if have anyone up for retirement. A couple Steelers there, a couple Ravens. Aaron Rodgers retiring, that's a big one. We have Casey Creeder and Graham Gano retiring. Trent Williams also retires. Zeke retiring, that's interesting. And yeah, but we don't really have any big retirements for us, so that's good to see. As we are in the off season, we have some more upgrades here for some players. Let's go ahead and do some housekeeping things, and I'll get back to you when we're ready. Eli Manning has his first press conference here as the coach. Let's talk about the next few months. What is your plan for the upcoming off season? Make a splash. Let's worry about the draft. We need to win the draft this year. What does that mean? Well, reporter, 80 plus overall. That would be tough. Let's go with the sleeper in the 5th to 7th rounds. I think that's more doable. I don't know. I don't really like the scenarios in this game, but some of them you got to do, I guess. So Mock Draft 2 has come out. Let's see if we see any differences. Oh, we're not picking 4th. We're picking 6th. Oh, nice. The Browns are picking 3rd. They might take a quarterback. I don't think we would take Bobby Meltzer if we fell. And Markel Grimes is a 3 to 4 talent. Wow. All right, that is actually put a dent in my plans a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, we're just gonna go ahead and advance the week. Actually, I do want to use the staff points before I do that. I really want to get this secondary upgraded, so I've been working on this one, Lockdown Machine. So we got that, but maybe we should go to the player personnel. There's not really anything there. We could continue to upgrade here on the O-line side of things. Strength, let's definitely upgrade that. Pass block or run block? We're going to go pass block for our O-line. Like I said, I want us to be a passing team with Malik Neighbors. We want to utilize him as much as possible. So let's go ahead, advance the week, and get to our re-sign stage. All right, we have 32 players to negotiate, and we have a couple fifth-year options here. Kevon Thibodeau, we'll come back to him. Darius Slayton, he wants a big contract. I am not willing to pay that much for him. I think we can find playmakers. We are going to let Darius Slayton walk. Adoree Jackson, I would like to bring back. He only wants a 1-year deal. I think that is fair. I'll up it even a little bit for him, give him about $7 million. We do have good cap space because of the Daniel Jones. The way it works in this game, technically, when he got cut, they don't really lose the cap, but I'm not going to use too much of it. I'm going to try to keep it realistic here. We do get Adoree Jackson, though, signed up. Azeez Ojulari wants 2 years, $10 million. He's just a backup. He's a good player. I do like him, but I'm going to let him test. Evan Neal, his 5th-year option, I know for a fact we are rejecting that one. He has not shown what he needs to. Isaiah Simmons, I would like to bring back. He doesn't have a lot of interest in us, so we will have to up this offer a little bit. and he is excited to sign with the team. So we do get Isaiah Simmons back. Jason Pinnock, we'll let him go. He doesn't have much interest in us. Same with Greg Dulcich. Most of these guys we are going to let go. Stroman has no interest. Amir Smith-Marset can go. Gunnar Olszewski can go. Art Green, he has a little bit of interest, but we'll let him go. Drew Lock kind of played well. He's not a bad backup to have. He only wants this 2-year deal. It's a cheap deal. We'll go ahead and offer it. He says, this offer is perfect. Drew Lock is returning. So that's good. Patrick Johnson can go. We're going to get rid of most of these guys. Armin Watts, Devod Wilson we don't want. Deontay Johnson. So that brings us to Kevon Thibodeau's 5th-year option. It's really not that much. It's only $10 million. Yeah, I mean, he had that one good year. We're going to accept it. We might as well keep him on the roster for another year. Accept the 5th-year option, and we're going to head to free agency. Alrighty, looking at the free agent list, the top guy is Tyron Smith, David Bakhtiari, Rob Havenstein, Patrick Ricard, Justin Simmons. Definitely an interesting guy. But, yeah, this class is not exactly the best. There is a guy here, though, Chase Young. We don't really need a pass rusher, but could be somebody that we could look to go after. James Daniels would be kind of good. He doesn't have interest in us, but he doesn't have any offers, and he's definitely somebody I would not mind looking to sign. We're going to give him $10 million over 2 years, make him that offer, and see what he likes about that. If we want to look for quarterback in free agency, there's Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Mac Jones, Josh Dobbs, Jake Browning, obviously Daniel Jones, Aiden O'Connell, Zach Wilson. Not much here. So I don't think we will be taking the free agency route. Okay, looking at D linemen, we know we need some. Some of these D tackles don't look too bad, but I really like Tershawn Wharton. He has interest in us. 2 other teams are interested. It's going to be a big contract. We're going to up it to a 3-year deal. We're going to offer him that. If we take a look at that, we are number 1 on the board, so that's good. We have a couple more. We have 3 more negotiations that we can have right now. I'm going to keep looking and see what I can find. We need some safety help. I'm not a big fan of too many of these guys. There is Jamal Adams, but I'm going to sign Terrell Edmonds. He's a good box safety. Give him a 1-year deal. See what he can do. It's not my favorite signing in the world, but something that we have to look at. We also need a kicker and a punter. I'm not too worried if we get it right now. Riley Patterson might not be that bad. He actually looks like he could be pretty good. So let's go ahead. We'll give him a 2-year deal here. Offer him that. And then for punter, we could probably wait on it and see what's out there. So I don't know if there's really any other offers that I want to make. We could use a running back potentially, but I'm not too worried about it. A.J. Dillon would be an interesting guy. Doesn't really fit our scheme, though. Another position of need is like a fullback. We don't actually have one right now. I would like one, but that's also not a need. But we do need another receiver. There is Juju Smith-Schuster. That could be interesting. Could also go for like a guy like McCole Hardman. But not too many of these guys have interest in us. Keenan Allen has a little bit. Slayton has no interest in us. We're not bringing him back anyway. Tutu Atwell has a little bit. Nick Westbrook Ikine, maybe? He might be the guy. He's got okay route running. He's not the best. I don't know. This is tough. Obviously, Amari Cooper, Hopkins, none of them are going to want to come with us. I don't know. Juju could be a decent guy. His route running's not the best, but I kind of like Juju. I think I'm going to try to sign him, give him like a 1-year deal, see what he can do. Could go with like Kendrick Bourne, but I feel like everybody goes with Kendrick Bourne. Let's go out and give Juju an opportunity. So we have our 5 targets here. And yeah, let's go ahead and evaluate these offers and see if we can't get some accepted. Players have evaluated. 3 guys are gone. 2 guys still here. Looks like the Rams are going after Juju now. And we get Tershawn Wharton. We get Riley Patterson. We do not end up getting Terrell Edmonds. He goes to the Texans. So we miss out there. So we got to have to go back to the drawing board and see what we can do. We are going to go ahead and put out an offer here for Kendrick Bourne. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get Juju. So we'll put the offer out there for Bourne. We also need some tight end depth. We only have Daniel Bellinger right now. I'm going to go ahead and offer Mo Ali Cox an offer here just to play some backup tight end for us. Nobody's offering the veteran Cam Jordan here. I think he could be a good veteran to add to the team. We need some D-line depth anyway, at the very least. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him. That gives us back to our 5 targets here. We evaluate. Bourne and Ollie Cox haven't made decisions yet. We do get James Daniels. That's going to be our big free agent signing. We also get Cameron Jordan. And we also have Wharton and Patterson still here. So there's not really any other players that I want to go after. Actually, no, that's a lie. I do want to go look at safety again. I do need a safety pretty badly. We could get Jamal Adams potentially. He's not the best guy out there, but we'll give him an offer. We're going to have to give him a decent one. He has another offer, so we'll give him a 2-year deal. We're first there on his board. So let's go ahead and continue evaluating these offers. Nothing there, and we already did the 3 periods, so we're going to have to advance the week. So we are able to sign all these guys that we offered. We have Kendrick Bourne is the last guy that needs to sign. So let's see if we can get him locked up. Kendrick Bourne signs, so this will probably be the end of our free agent class. Now we can start looking forward to the NFL draft. Mock Draft 3 just dropped, and it looks like the Browns might not be taking a quarterback any longer, which would leave us open to take Dylan Spencer. But is Dylan Spencer the guy that we want? He's a good player, but I don't know if he is the best player that we could take. Definitely a conversation that we're going to have, but we're going to have to look at the other players and see who could be the best fit. Abdul Woodson definitely could be somebody that we look at. We do need secondary help, and we need help on the D-line and the O-line in the trenches. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and continue to sim forward and see where everyone's going in free agency. Alrighty, this is the end of free agency, so we'll take a look at where some of these top guys went. Tyron Smith going to the Rams, Bakhtiari to the Patriots, Havenstein to the Texans, Ricard going to the Niners. Is Juszczyk still there? Justin Simmons going to the Colts. Amari Cooper to the Commanders. I like that. Vontae to the Jags. Cam Robinson to the Niners. Wagner to the Titans. Hopkins to the Bucks. Will Hernandez still a free agent. Could be somebody we look after, after the free agency. Marquise Brown to the Lions. Jalen Warren to the Cardinals. Ernest Jones to the Packers. Kamara to the Raiders. Scherf to the Vikings with Brandon Stevens. Chase Young going back to the Commanders. We get James Daniels. Mike Hilton going back to the Steelers. Teron Smith, he actually got cut. I saw he's going to the Bills. Not the most exciting free agent class, but there is where most of the top guys went. Darius Slayton going to the Steelers, our former player. So now we look ahead to the draft. We have our private workout players, but before we do that, I do want to look at the board and see who I want to use them on. So Clifton Jackson, we probably aren't going to have a chance to draft. Ron Northcutt, we do have a chance, but probably not going to go receiver that early. We went receiver last year, obviously, Giants in real life. Pierre Wesley is projected to get taken before us, but we'll put him on the board. I want to put a couple of these linemen on the board. Kamani Langham definitely could use more on him. There's also Jalen Green and Josh Grant. We don't know too much about many of these guys. Dion Lowry could be an interesting guy. Doesn't look too bad. He's a round one guy. He's got pretty good grades there. High strength. C to F, though, on the pass block. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. If we don't go quarterback in the first round, what if we end up taking a guy later? What about a guy like Jack Palmer? Solid throw power. He's the best quarterback speed-wise. He's got great speed. B accuracies across the board, including throw on the run and under pressure. A carrying, A break sack, A spin. He doesn't look bad. He's definitely a guy we can look at later in the draft if we want to go that route. So I definitely will add him to the board. There's also Kurt Baker, who wasn't very good, but I like Edward Barnett. I was looking at him, Edward Barnett. He's got good throw power. He's not the fastest guy, but he's got A short, B medium, B deep, C throw on the run, B under pressure, B awareness, B injury, which I like. Won't be getting hurt too often. He's a field general. Definitely somebody I'll have on the board if we want to take a guy later. What about an undrafted projected player but day 3 talent? Rodney Mayberry here. Good throw power, solid speed. A throw on the run, A under pressure, B short, B medium, B deep, C awareness. He doesn't look bad. Definitely somebody we can look at there. Running back's not a huge need for us, but what about Ben Raymer here? Another undrafted guy. He's slower, but he's got good strength. B stiff arm, A break tackle, B carrying, B ball carrier vision. Don't know too much about him, but doesn't look bad. What about a tight end here? Tyler Hamlin. He looks really good. Great athleticism, A awareness, A break tackle, A medium, A catch in traffic, B run block. He's a round 2 to 3 projected player. He's not even the first tight end on the board either. I really like him. There's another guy down here that I also like, Dennis Ashmore. Put him on the board. He also has A awareness. He's a possession guy, so he's a little bit slower, but still good speed. But like I said, A awareness, B deep, A run block. Don't really know too much about anything else, but I see enough here that I could take a chance on him. O-line is like the big area here that we're looking at. We have a couple left tackles here. There's a couple guards, but none rated very highly. They're all pass protectors as well, so none of them can really run block. But Jason Harvey here looks like he has some good run block. We'll add him to the board. Could actually be pretty good. More of a balanced guy. Center is definitely also a need for us. This Ethan Sademan, he looks incredible. We'll put him on the board. Will Feeney also looks pretty good, so he's also on the board for us. Most of the centers look pretty good. This guy's F run block though, so that's why he's not on the board. And Jordan Wilds, I don't know his run block. I have him on the board, but if it's an F, I am really not interested. At right guard, there's not too much to talk about here. Not too many guys worth looking at. Isaiah McElroy does look really good, so we'll add him to the board. Donald looks okay. I don't know his pass block power or his pass block. If it's a D, I'll have him on the board, but I'm not too confident in taking him. And then we have a couple tackles here at the top. Tyrone Adams looks like he could be pretty good. Stuart Stevens, he's a pass protector with B run block. I think I definitely want to use one of my private workouts on him. He looks like he could be really, really good. I think I will also want to use one on Dan Peak and just get him fully figured out there. See how he is. What about Kenny Huggins? Round 2 to 3. Projected player, great strength, B awareness, A block shed, A tackle, C power move, A play rec. He looks like he could be a stud. I really, really want to get him. Alrighty, it's time to pick our private workout players. I think that this one's going to be pretty easy for me. I definitely want to do Tyler Hamlin here as one of my workout guys. And then I definitely want to do Langham and Peak. Or do I want to do Adams instead of Langham? I think I want to do Adams. I think I'm switching it from Langham to Adams. So we're going to do Adams, Peak, and Hamlin here. That's going to be our 3. Wait, why does it say that? Okay, we got it. Dan Peak, Tyler Hamlin, and Tyrone Adams are going to be our focus players, which means that we can go ahead, advance the week, and get to the NFL draft, alas. All right, here we are. We are in the draft. The Patriots are picking number 1 overall. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. The first pick is Clifton Jackson to the Patriots. Titans up next. They're going to go with Chris Gothard, the quarterback. Browns at 3. They go Pierre Wesley. And the Jaguars at 4. Go Gavin Darby. Darby's pretty good. I liked him. And then Kamani Langham goes 5. So that leaves us here at 6. All right, so if you were wondering how our focus scouting went, Dan Peak is a true round 1 talent. Adams is a round 3 to 4 talent. That's interesting. And then Hamlin was a round 1 to 2 talent. So we could go with Dylan Spencer, the quarterback. He was a top 5 projected player. He's 23 years old. Also something to keep in mind. He does look like he could be really good, but the F injury does scare me a little bit. If we don't go with him, who would we go with? Well, one of our options is Dan Peak, the round 1 player. He's got A awareness, good speed, good strength for a tackle, kind of Evan Neal-esque. We have Andrew Thomas and we do have Evan Neal. We could move Evan Neal into guard, which might be better suited for him, and then try to play Dan Peak. Just a thought. But let's keep looking. I'm not completely sold on that idea, obviously. Could also think about trading down and maybe going after the center, Ethan Sademan. Definitely something that we can talk about and think of doing. He looks really good. Could go on the defensive side of the ball, which does need a lot of help. But the guys that I really liked kind of already went. I really do like Kenny Huggins. I want to try and get him. So a trade down would make sense. I would like to acquire some more picks. There's some linebackers. We could go corner. There's Abdul Woodson, who looks like he could be pretty good, but I don't think he's even the best corner. Randy Swain is really good, but I like Trey Dunn. I think he's probably the best. Another area we could go is safety, but I don't know. This is a tough decision. I do want to go and look at our trade down options real quick and see. Obviously, I want to make it realistic. I'm not going to try to cheese the CPU here. So if there's some crazy offer or something, I'm not going to take that. So the Bills are offering us 30th pick, first next year, their second this year, and their sixth. Okay. Don't like that offer. Don't like that offer. Don't like that one. That one's not horrible. That one's also not bad, but I don't want to trade down that far. I don't know if there's any that are maybe a little bit closer. Like 17 wouldn't be that bad, but we only pick up a 3. And the Falcons aren't trading up for a quarterback. If there was a team that needed to trade up for a quarterback, maybe like the Saints could do it. Maybe Seattle could be another option. I mean, really, there's not too many teams that need a quarterback. Pittsburgh could trade up and try to get a QB as well. I kind of like maybe the Saints. I mean, the Jets too. The Jets could trade up. They don't have Rodgers anymore. Let me go see what the Jets have to offer. Okay, I've cooked up this trade here. We're going to move down 3 spots. We're going to pick up a second and a third and a fourth next year. I'm assuming they're trading up for a quarterback, which is definitely more valuable. Even though it's only 3 spots, they're trading up to get a good quarterback. And they're okay with taking an older quarterback because they're in like win now mode. And all they need is a QB. And that is their number one need. So let's go ahead, offer this up. Ooh, we're not even close. Okay. All right, we've amended the trade a little bit here. We're going to get their second and first this year, a fifth this year, and a fourth next year. Let's see where that puts us. Still not close. Maybe the Jets don't want to trade up. Okay, we're close here with Seattle. They're picking at 18. We're trying to pick up their second and their third and swap firsts. So if we go ahead, what if we add a 7? How close does that get us? Doesn't really move the needle. I tried a first, second, and a third next year. We are so close. It's hard here with Seattle. They're not budging too much. Now the Steelers, they do have Fields, but I feel like they'd be willing to give up a little bit more. And they are. So we are going to move back a lot in the draft. We get their first, their second, their third, and a fourth in 2 years for our 6th overall pick. So the Steelers trade up. And it'll be interesting to see here what they decide to do. So we move down to number 25. We could always look to move back up if we want. But let's just see how this draft plays out. The Steelers take DeMarcus Warmack. They wanted a receiver. And they get him. So the Raiders at 7, they take Dan Peek. They don't go with a quarterback. The Panthers at 8 now. Alfonso Valentine. Now the Jets, they stand pat. They didn't want to trade up with us. They take Brian Goldberg. They don't go quarterback either. The Saints also stand pat. And they take Dylan Spencer, quarterback. He's going to go 10th. The Saints, we tried to trade with them. They didn't have to, though. So they stand pat. Ron Northcutt going to the Niners. Wow, they just continue to get players falling into their hands. Pat Thomas to the Cowboys. Cardinals take the first corner off the board. Larry Good going to the Bengals. Do they need any more talent on offense? Zaire Glass to the Colts. Josh Grant. And there's Waite Fleming. Jalen Green goes. Leo Michaels. We'll continue on here, getting to our pick. Glenn Crisp, middle linebacker. He's pretty good. Dion Lowry, I really liked. Would have been nice to maybe snag him up. Quentin Colbert goes, and we're back on the clock. I think this is a pretty easy choice for me here. I'm going to take Ethan Sademan, center. We traded down, and this is who we're picking up. He's 21 years old. He's a pass protector. He looks very good. Let's go ahead and just make him a New York Giant. He was number 1 in true value. We drafted him at 25. He's the number 1 rated player in the class. Hidden development. What a pick. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, great start to the draft. I wonder if he's an 80 overall. Because with that scenario, we didn't take that one. But we got the number 1 player, so. Continuing on now in the first round. I like to go pick by pick here, just to kind of see where guys go. Tyrone Adams, he goes in the first round still. The Vikings take him. Interesting to see his ratings. A lot of O-linemen here in the first round. And the Chiefs, with the last pick of the first round, I think they took the running back. So that brings us to the second round now. Let's go ahead and get to our pick. Bobby Meltzer going here early in the second to the Browns. Are they giving up on Deshaun Watson finally? They probably should. Trey Dunn goes 1 pick before us. That would have been a nice selection. But we're up now at 38. A lot of secondary players that we could try and take. I really like Kenny Huggins, though. He looks really good. He's the number 1 guy on the board right now. I do like the tight end as well. There's another one ahead of him. He's at round 2 to 3. I'm going to take Kenny Huggins. It might be a little early for him, but I think we really need a guy like him. He was 48 in true talent. We got him at 38. He looks really good. Only normal dev. Hopefully, he has some ratings there that can help him develop. Markel Grimes going to the Jets here in the second round. He looked to be a bit of a bust, but they still take him anyway. We don't pick again until 57, and I really want that tight end. So I don't know if we can make it there. I'm going to let the board fall here. See how it goes. Marcus Stokes to the Cowboys. That's a really good pick. We're at pick 50 now. We're still looking good. Tight end hasn't been taken. Seahawks go with Stuart Stevens. Keenan Moss, a running back. Texans take a running back themselves, so we're seeing a run on the halfbacks. Now a corner goes. Another running back. Wow, a lot of running backs here. Another one, James Brown. One pick, Marcus McQueen. What a name, by the way. So that brings us to our selection, and I already know who we're going with. We are not messing around with this one. Tyler Hamlin is going to be our pick. 6'5", 255 at tight end. We need a tight end. He was 40 in true value. We got him at 57. He has hidden development. Love that. Good pick. We are back on the clock here in the third round. We have 2 third-round picks now. There is a safety here at the top. We do have on our board. If we go to our favorites board, we have a couple guys here. It's not in order. We could go with a quarterback. Jack Palmer is still here. He was somebody that we were interested in. But I don't know if I'm ready to take that chance just yet. I think I'm going to go with Melvin Galloway. I don't really know much about his coverage. He's got A tackle, A hit power, A block shed. He's got C-man. He's got, where's his zone? C to F zone. So he might not be the best in zone coverage. We're going to go ahead and take Melvin Galloway anyway. 55 in true value. We got him at 70. He's got normal development, 87 speed. We'll see if he can develop. I don't mind that pick. Jack Palmer goes at 82 to Seattle. I wanted him, but we're unable to get him. He's gone. Okay, we're back on the clock here at pick 89. Secondary, we did get a safety, but we could definitely address that again. If I look at our projections here, there is David Summers, a linebacker. Could address that. But I don't know. There's a guard as well, Jason Harvey. I was looking through the trade. I don't think we got James Daniels. I could have swore we did. But maybe we have to go with a guy like Jason Harvey. He's not like the best athletically. He's got B pass block, B run block. Like he's pretty like solid. He's 22 years old, A awareness. Let's go ahead and take a chance on Harvey here. And they're doing a presentation for him. I don't know if that means anything. I'm just going to skip it. He was 90th in true value. We drafted him at 89, so, I mean, we're right on the money. Normal development, 85 strength. We'll see how his ratings stack up. Back on the clock here at 102. James Candidate. Still at the top of the board. I didn't do too much homework on the corners, to be honest with you. I have a couple guys here that I like, some day 3 guys. Down here, I mean, we have a guy with A-man, A-press, DeAndre Teague. He's 6'5". He looks pretty good. He's slow. D play rec, C to F awareness, D zone, B tackle. I like him a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and take him. He's 81 in true value. We got him at 102. Only normal dev. 87 speed isn't bad. I mean, it's not great, but when you're 6'5", you can be a little slower. 2 quarterbacks here go back to back. Kurt Baker and Edward Barnett, who I actually did like. But he's gone too. All right, we're in the 5th round now, and I'm going to take Jaquez Jefferson. He's a 6'5", wide receiver, A spec catch, B release. Not good route running at all. Ds across the board. He's got decent speed for his size, good strength. We're just going to go ahead and take him. Day 3 guy. We got Goodell here. 114 in true value. We got him at 146. 88 speed. Pretty good athlete. Normal dev, though. That's our 5th round pick. Rodney Mayberry goes at 151. That's who I was going to take in the next round. Wow. That sucks. Cam Newton's going back to the Panthers. And he's playing right end, apparently. Alrighty, we're here in the 7th round now. We did not have a 6th round pick. I would have traded up to go get the quarterback that I wanted, but he got taken. So we're going to take Otis Gamble instead. He's a day 3 talent. I'm not really a big fan of him. He has a strong arm, though. So we'll just we'll take him. We need a quarterback on the roster to back up Drew Lock. We take him right where he should have been taken. So 199 in true value. I'm at 198. 95 throw power. That's really his only good quality. We have one more pick late in the 7th. I'm just going to advance to it. I already know who I want. And hopefully he did not get taken. Pick 222. We're going to take punter Will Bradford. And that will be our final selection. 175 in true value. 88 kick power. I don't know his kick accuracy, but it's not going to be very good. He had A awareness, so hopefully he turns out to be pretty good. But that is the end of the draft. Let's go ahead and take a look at the draft recap and see the overall of our players. 82 overall. Ethan Saidman. Wow. He is insane. 21 years old. Hidden development. He is going to be a stud for a long time. Then we got Kenny Huggins, normal dev, 73 overall. His pass rush moves are not the best, but he's not going to be doing that for us. He's going to be a end in a 3-4. Hopefully he can stop the run well. Not a bad pick there for us. Tyler Hamlin, 74 overall, hidden dev for him. He's going to start immediately. The run block isn't the best, but the route running could get better as well. Only 73 break tackle. Kind of would like to get that better as well. But I like that pick. Then we have Melvin Galloway here. He's a 73 overall safety. Normal dev, good hit power, decent zone actually, good tackle, good block shed for a safety. He's definitely a box safety, but I think he'll fit in well there. Then we have Jason Harvey, left guard, normal dev. He's a pass protector, good run block though. Decent pass block power, pass block finesse. He's a good pass blocker. We'll definitely see if he sees the field. Then we got DeAndre Teague here, the 6'5 corner, only 185. He's a lanky guy. 83 man, 76 press, 87 speed. He could be pretty good. Definitely have to get him a few snaps. Then we have Jaquez Jefferson. He's a physical receiver, 88 speed, 72 short. Good catch in traffic, good spec catch, good release. He has some good skills that he can start out with. Otis Gamble, normal dev, strong arm. Accuracies need some work, but he's got the strong arm. 73 speed, he's not the most mobile guy. And then obviously we got our punter here, Will Bradford. He's got 88 kick power, 62 accuracy. I mean, we'll just see how he does. But if we go take a look at the entire draft, I don't think we did bad. Obviously, we got the number one player in the draft. Number two was DeMarcus Warmack, so Steelers traded up for him, 81 overall. Of course, the Steelers drafting a good wide receiver. What else is new? But let's go here. Chris Gothard, he was a 72 overall. He did have hidden development, scrambler quarterback, good short. I mean, the Titans, they might have found themselves a decent player there. Clifton Jackson, the number one the number one overall pick. Hidden dev, he looks really, really good. Just a solid all around guy. I don't want to take too much time here. The only other guy that I really want to see, I do want to see Dan Peak. He is normal dev, and we thought about taking him potentially, and we didn't. And I'm glad that we did not with that normal dev. But Dylan Spencer, 75, hidden dev. He's really good. He would have been a good pick. He would have been good, but we decided to pass on him. Northcutt looks really good as well. But obviously, we get the 82 down here. I mean, James Bayless, the running back to the Chiefs, 81. Of course, the Chiefs get even better. But the last thing really we have to do, we're going to advance the week here, obviously. But I want to go ahead and sign some undrafted free agents. We're going to start here with a corner, Javonte Taylor, 70 overall, 93 speed, 74 zone. Has to work on his man and his press. He's a rookie out of TCU, 23 years old. Welcome to the team. How about George Sprinkle, a power back, 79 trucking, 82 break tackle, 89 speed, 86 carrying, out of South Dakota State. Bryce Salas, he was another guy I was going to draft. It was between him and Jefferson. He kind of has the same ratings as Jefferson, but I'm going to pick him up. Connor Bowden here, undrafted linebacker. He's got 67 zone, 83 speed, 75 tackle. The block shed isn't the best, but if he can develop that, he could turn into a good player. There's an undrafted guard here, 67 overall, Clint Perry. He looks pretty good. We'll add him to the team. Okay, I signed tight end Braden Willis here, but I'm actually going to be moving him to fullback. I think it's just going to be a better fit for him, and you're not going to be wearing number 9 as a fullback. I can tell you that right now. You can have number 46. And he's a 69 overall fullback, so not bad. We're going to bring back Tommy DeVito. We need a third quarterback on the roster, so lucky for him, he gets to come back. We also need some backup pass rushers pretty badly. Lorenzo Carter, that's actually perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and sign him. For sure, we need a couple, so look at the right side. Anthony Nelson would be not too bad. Unique Ngakoue. Let's go ahead and take... Ooh, I kind of like Charles Snowden down here. He's got the size. I'll sign him, and I'll sign Anthony Nelson. That'll put us at 75 players on the team. And let's go ahead and take a look at the roster. Alrighty, here is the team. The O-line is looking a lot better. We have Andrew Thomas back from injury at left tackle. John Runyon at left guard. We have Harvey, our rookie, behind him. We have Sademan at center. John Michael Schmitz is the backup now. James Daniels at right guard, and Jermaine Illuminor still at right tackle. Evan Neal backing him up. We could definitely look to move Neal if Runyon or somebody's playing bad. Then at tight end, we have the rookie Tyler Hamlin, who we drafted. We also have Theo Johnson coming back. I think he was hurt. And then we have Daniel Bellinger and Mo Ali Cox behind them. At wide receiver, we have Neighbors and Wandale, along with Kendrick Bourne and Hyatt. And then we have Jefferson and Hodges. Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary, Eric Gray, and George Sprinkle will be fighting for a roster spot here. He's one of the undrafted rookies that we brought in. At quarterback, we have Drew Lock, and we have, I think his name is Otis. Yeah, Otis Gamble, who we drafted in the 6th round, I believe, or maybe the 7th. I think it was actually the 7th because we didn't have a 6th round pick. They'll be battling it out in preseason for a starting job, so we'll definitely see how that goes. Locke, though, he played well. He got us 2 victories in the last 2 weeks. We have Willis as our fullback. On the defensive side, we have Galloway here. He's going to be starting at free safety. Melvin Galloway, 6'3" safety that we drafted. Back to the defense. We have Brian Burns, who has X Factor now. Micah McFadden, Okereke manning the middle again. We have Bowden here, who definitely he could get some playing time. He is an undrafted free agent himself. Kevon Thibodeau, Lorenzo Carter, who we signed. Tyler Nubin at strong. Along behind him is Jamal Adams and Isaiah Simmons. Then we have Deontay Banks, Adoree Jackson, Cordell Flott. We have Phillips and Teague. Cam Jordan at right end. Kerry Huggins, our rookie, at left end. And Dexter Lawrence manning the middle. Once again, special teams, we have Riley Patterson and Will Bradford. And then as our kick returner, we're going to have Adoree Jackson. I don't know where that should. Probably should at the other screen, but this is our rush and stuff. Power back, I have George Sprinkle in there so he gets some carries. And I'm putting Malik Neighbors in the slot so that he gets as many targets as possible. So that's going to do it here for episode 1. We got through the off season. I'm not going to watch any games in the preseason. We're not going to be playing the games in this series. We're going to be watching some of them. We're going to be simming. I want to get through seasons as quickly as I can. So that's how we're going to be doing that. We're definitely going to watch week 1, though, against the Eagles division matchup. And we want to see how our team does. We're going to feature that matchup pretty well. We're going to sim through the preseason, but I want to make sure that Drew Lock and Otis Gamble get about equal playing time. I think that they will, no matter where you put them at. So I want to see who's going to win that starting job. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.